Hey everybody, my name is Sean O'Neill and I'm Assistant Director for Academic Excellence here at UNCG, and I manage our University Proctoring Lab. I wanted to record a short video just to show you a little bit about what you can expect when you come into the UPL to take an exam. And before I get into the policy stuff, I do want to make sure I take a second to talk about why proctored exams happen. See, I think that most students feel like proctored exams are all about minimizing the opportunity for academic dishonesty. And that is part of our function. So we control access to materials. We limit that access to only the materials authorized by your instructor. And we also minimize opportunities for academic dishonest behavior because we're there, right? So we're going to see it if you do it. But there are some other reasons why proctored exams are important and valuable to you. So first and foremost, it gives your instructor some flexibility. So if they want to use the class period they would have used giving a test to do more review activities or to maybe cover a lesson in more detail that they felt like you needed more time with, they have the option to do that. And they're also giving you the flexibility to choose a testing window that works for the way your brain wants to work. So you don't have to take an 8 a.m. exam just because that's when your test is scheduled. You can take it later in the day when maybe you're a little bit more awake. Uh, and you can go onto our scheduling platform and actually schedule that appointment yourself. So you can see all the available time slots. You can click one that you can log into and you can book that appointment. So it provides you with that flexibility to schedule it during a time that works for you. And it also provides an equitable experience. So we take away all that environmental concern. So you don't have to worry about your roommate walking in while you're trying to take your exam or um, the fire alarm going off or you getting a phone call in the middle of your test. We're going to minimize a lot of that concern. So you can just focus on your exam. Uh, we also can help provide you with access to materials that every other student is also going to have access to. So we provide a more equitable experience for students. So what can you expect when you come to our space? So number one, you're going to schedule your appointment. You can do that up to 12 hours before your session start time. So the day before your session is set to start. If you want to schedule with less than 12 hours notice or you have issues with scheduling, please contact our office. You can call us at 336-334-3878. You can email us at aac@uncg.edu. And then you can also use our live chat on our website. So you can go to go.uncg.edu/AAC, and we've got a live chat during business hours. So if you have questions, if you want help getting scheduled, we can do that for you. And you can schedule 3 appointments in any 7-day period. So for each of your classes. So if your instructor is offering multiple attempts, you can actually schedule multiple attempts. So you schedule your appointment, it will email you a confirmation. It will have an iCal attachment, so it will go to your Google Calendar if you use it. And you'll also get a reminder the day before, and you can set up some of those preferences in our scheduling platform. By the way, it's the same scheduling platform we use for tutoring. So if you need to get a tutor, you can do that there too. Other than that, you'll show up for your appointment. When you come to your appointment, a couple of things to keep in mind. We are going to ask to see your ID. It can be your Spartan card or it can be your driver's license, a state ID, anything that shows your picture and your name. Since that's an official document. Since we don't know you, we're not in your class with you. We just want to make sure that you are the person you said you are. We'll check your ID. We're going to give you a small locker to store personal items in. It's large enough to fit smaller bags, purses, keys, wallets, anything, drink cups. It's not going to be large enough to fit your entire big bulky book bag. So if you have one of those giant book bags, we do encourage you to either rent a locker at the library and store your book bag in that locker during your exam, or just keep it at home, keep it in your trunk of your car, that sort of thing, because we don't have a way to secure that where it will be safe for you and for your belongings. So you'll stow your personal items in your locker. If you're wearing a jacket or a hoodie, we'll ask you to hang that up or to stow it in your locker. If you're wearing a smartwatch, we'll ask you to take that off and store it. Um, and we'll lead you into the testing room. At that time, we'll have available to you any of the supplies your instructor authorized us to give you. So for example, whiteboards and markers, scratch paper and pencils. Some instructors have asked, can we provide headphones? Yes, we have headphones available if it's a class that has recordings. We also have, for those of you that have some noise sensitivity, we do have noise canceling and noise buffering headphones that we'll lend you. And that's just something that we do to reduce distraction in the environment. All you have to do to get that is ask. We have some that you can use. You can't bring your own headphones, but you can use ours, and we have some sanitary covers on them. Um, so to keep things safe and clean. Once you've gotten your materials, you've checked in, we'll sit you down at your station, you'll log into the computer. Now, when you log into the computer, it's going to ask you to do two-factor authentication. That's something that UNCG requires on its Canvas system. So you will need your phone in the space just to authenticate. Once you've done your authentication, we're going to ask you to turn your phone off or turn it on silent and do not disturb, and then put it with the screen facing away from you in a storage cup that's on your desk. That is to make sure that your screen doesn't light up, which might distract you or another test taker. Uh, and it's also going to keep it out of reach so you're not tempted to go and check it, look at it, that sort of thing. Just so you're aware, if your phone does beep or blink or buzz while you're taking your exam, we will ask you to get up and put it in your locker. We don't want to do that, so just make sure you silence your phone before you put it in the cup. Once you've authenticated and everything is set, if your instructor has set a password, we'll log into your computer from our station and we'll enter your password to unlock your exam, and you'll take your exam. You sit there and take the time that you've got. We'll be there. We'll make rounds around the space, just checking to make sure that everything is going well. Um, so for example, do you need extra paper? If one of the questions pops up an error and you can't figure out what the computer is doing, we can help resolve that or at least document it for your instructor. We also will help with if there's anything that's malfunctioning. For example, your dry erase marker runs out, we'll replace it, that kind of thing. We're not there to be obtrusive, to be in your face or, you know, breathing down your neck. We just want to make sure that everybody's having a good testing experience and that no one feels tempted to do anything they shouldn't. When you're finished with your test, you'll just log off the computer and make sure the proctor sees that you're leaving. If you borrowed anything, make sure you give that back. You'll go back to your locker, get your items out of your locker, give the checkout person your key, and you're good to go. So you'll have our test windows are usually about 90 minutes. Most tests are about an hour. So you do have a little bit of wiggle room to help with check-in, check-out. But the process itself should be relatively painless. Just help us out by keeping those items at home that you don't need to have with you, and then making sure that you're using your phone just for that authentication and then turning it off. If you have any questions or if you want to come and see the space before your exam or you want to talk through what the process would look like for your specific needs, please feel free to reach out to us. I shared my information before, but you can just email us at aac@uncg.edu. We'll be happy to talk with you about about options and materials and supplies if that's something that's important to you. And I will make one other quick note. If you do have a testing accommodation, for example, extended time, reduced distraction, that sort of thing, I would just make sure that you check with the Office of Accessibility and Resource Services before you book your appointment with us. The two of us coordinates the accommodations piece together. So I just want to make sure if you have an accommodation that we're sending you to the right place to take your exam. And that you're not coming here when you're supposed to go there and vice versa. So just check with them or check with us before you come in for your appointment so that we know what's going on. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I hope this was useful, helpful, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks. Bye.